In this Nitty-Gritty Prime Time Let's Play live stream, we're going to be playing American Mah Jongg at Mahjong Time using the 2024 National Mah Jongg League card. If you have not played at Mahjong Time before, they do have a 30-day VIP trial. I'm an affiliate there, so if you decide to give it a try and then do a subscription, I will get a small commission. And I thank you for your support and for trying out Mahjong Time. You'll see it's the most realistic platform for playing online. That's the primary reason why I enjoy playing there. Today's topic is American Mah Jongg Rules Not in Mahjong Made Easy, which is the rule book. There are a lot of rules not in there. And not only that, but some of them are really hard to interpret. We're just going to say it that way. All right, so we're going to dig in. It's going to get nitty-gritty, so hold on. Buckle up. That's it. Buckle up. There was a bumper sticker I saw one time, so forgive the crudeness of this, but it was get in, sit down, shut up, and hold on. And that's what you're going to get today. So here we go. So I hope that didn't offend anybody. Let's see. We're going to go here. Okay, rules not in Mahjong Made Easy. Buckle up. Buckle up. Here we go. The first one is with the Charleston. Once the Charleston is underway, it must be completed. Some people read the back of the card and they don't understand that you have to complete all 3 passes with each round. Just because it doesn't say specifically that it must be completed, it must be completed. I think I wrote a letter to the league on this, and it says in there, Charleston, any 3 tiles may be passed with the exception of jokers. And then it says, first Charleston compulsory, pass still applies. Courtesy pass still applies. Second Charleston, optional, 3 passes left across right. And then it says blind pass of 1, 2, or 3 permitted, courtesy pass optional. But some people still read that and think that because the second Charleston is optional, there are 3 passes there, but they still think they can stop it. But you can't. You have to keep going. Okay, the Charleston consists of 2 rounds of passes. The first Charleston is compulsory. The second Charleston is optional. If all players agree to do the second Charleston, they can proceed. Once it starts, it must be completed. There's one exception to the rule, and this is if East is dealt a winning tile, a winning hand completely, 14 tiles. They are the only ones who can have a hand from heaven. If that happens before the Charleston, Mahjong is honored. And then after the first Charleston, if East has a winning hand, they can declare Mahjong and not do the second Charleston. But if the second Charleston is underway, they have to keep going. Incidentally, after the first Charleston, if East has a winning hand before they discard their last or their extra tile, that's called an earthly hand. Heavenly hand, earthly hand, both of them, you get double value for both. Okay, next. East first discard is a joker. When this happens, they have to say joker because there's no previous discard to say same. So you just have to say joker. In all my years of playing, it's never happened. East has never discarded a joker right off the get-go. But I would imagine if they're playing a single impair hand, it would happen. Next, hand limitations and flexibility. This is the purpose of the text in the parentheses for every hand on the card. The text describes flexibility or limitation. For example, they'll say any like Kong. That would mean you need 2 Kongs and they have to be the same number. If that is in the parentheses, it gives you some flexibility because the Kongs can be like numbers. But there's also limitation because they have to be Kongs and like numbers in this case. let's see if there's another example. The text in the parentheses for something complicated. Okay, here's one. 369, number 4. I think this is one of the most complicated hands on the card, the way they wrote it. Any 2 suits, pungs 3, 6, or 9 with matching dragons. Some people think that the pungs could be either 3s, 6s, or 9s. And while part of that is true, they have to be like pungs. Any like pungs with 3s, 6s, or 9s. You have to use 3s, 6s, or 9s, and they have to be the same number in both. So you couldn't do 3 dot with white dragons and then 6 cracks with red dragon. You can't do that. You have to use 3s in both. Okay, moving forward. Beginning of a player's turn. A player's turn officially begins when they either pick a tile from the wall or they discard a tile for an let's see, they discard a tile? They call a discard. No. Okay, let me read that again. A player's turn officially begins when they either pick a tile from the wall or they call a discard for an exposure or mahjong. I think where some people might get this a little confused is the window of opportunity on the previous discard. That window closes when a player either racks a picked tile from the wall or they rack a discarded tile that they called for an exposure. And also, if they pick a tile from the wall and then do a joker exchange without racking. Those are the 3 ways of closing a window of opportunity and a player beginning their turn. Commitment to a joker exchange. After a player has requested a joker exchange and takes possession of the joker, it's a done deal and they cannot change their mind. Again, all these rules are not in Mahjong Made Easy. That's why we're going over them. Commitment to claiming a discard without tiles involved. A player can change their mind after calling a discard if they have not exposed tiles on the flat part of their rack or they have not placed the called tile on the flat part of their rack. When a player decides to follow through, the called tile must be placed on the flat part of the rack. There's currently no penalty, though, if they place that called tile in the sloped part of their rack. You're not supposed to, but if they do, there's no penalty. Next, exposure, then half-hearted mahjong. If a player claims a discard and makes an exposure, then expose other tiles thinking they have mahjong. They can return the tiles to the sloped part of their rack if they have not said mahjong. If they said mahjong, then they would need to be disqualified. But if they did not say mahjong, they could put the tiles back and keep playing. Interrupted pick goes back in its spot. When a player picks a tile from the wall and racking is interrupted by a call, the tile must be returned to its original spot. It's against the rules to bury the tile elsewhere, even if it was seen. That basically protects the integrity of the game and keeps continuity, because the wall is a Zen garden. You got to keep the Zen in the game. Put it back where it goes. Joker exchange when playing concealed. When a player has chosen a concealed hand, they are entitled to doing a joker exchange just like everyone else. Making an exposure, then exchanging a joker. A player must start their turn by either picking a tile from the wall or claiming a discard to make an exposure. A joker exchange can be done thereafter. In other words, a player cannot call a discard, then do a joker exchange that would then allow them to complete a discard with that recently called tile. That's not how it works. There are 2 different transactions. Okay, next. Penalty for using the wrong discard. Each player is responsible for their exposures. If a player is not paying attention and they rack the wrong tile, their hand may be disqualified from the game if the exposure is incorrect. So basically, to avoid being disqualified, the first thing you should do is confirm the discarded tile, because some people misname discards unintentionally most of the times. So if you take that discarded tile and put it on the flat part of your rack, you can confirm that discard. If it was misnamed, you can correct it before you expose tiles from your rack. So once that discarded tile has been validated, then expose tiles. That's how you would avoid this problem. Discarded tile before a pick cannot be called. When a player discards before picking a tile from the wall, they should be disqualified from the game, and another player cannot claim the discard for an exposure. The league did not speak to the situation where the discarded tile resulted in someone declaring Mahjong. Would Mahjong be honored in a bad discard? Since it's not written anywhere or published anywhere, you decide as a group what to do. I have seen the league say that any Mahjong ends the game, but they have not confirmed this. I don't know if it's been asked, but I have not seen an answer on this. Basically, what would happen in this situation is, with someone who's used to playing a 14-tile game, they'll discard first and then pick out of habit. When they did that, discard in that instance cannot be claimed because it's an invalid discard. Okay, Misty's asking, question on the slide before with a penalty for discarding the incorrect tile. Let's see here. I think that wasn't on here yet. No, it's not. The one that we had in here was penalty for using the wrong discard. So question on the slide. Okay, my question is, if you draw a tile from the wall and you have a joker exchange and you can exchange it for the tile that then will give you pung or kong from the tile you picked from the wall. Okay, so when you, let's see here, when you pick a tile from the wall and you can do a joker exchange with it, that joker goes in your hand. You don't reveal anything. It just stays in your hand. So I guess I don't quite understand where a confirmation is needed. You cannot pick a tile from the wall and claim a discard in the same turn. That's not allowed. Okay, now let's see here. I hope that helped, Misty. Next, let's see, is this where we are? Yes. Simultaneous call and pick rack. This is when you play with someone who picks and racks super quick. If a player racks, the player who picked the tile from the wall must put the tile back in the wall just as it was before, even if the tile was seen. So how this might happen is the player next in turn, let's see here, the player not next in turn is not paying attention. And the player next in turn reaches to pick a tile from the wall and they start racking. You may hear the rack, the click in the rack, and then the player say call right at the same time. That's the simultaneous situation. When it's exactly at the same time, the player who called gets the previous discard. And the picker, the person who picked the tile from the wall, has to put it back. Next is when two players declare Mahjong. When two players declare Mahjong on the same discard. Wait a minute, this is a little different. When a player picks a tile from the wall and declares Mahjong, after seeing the picked tile from the wall, they are the winner, even if another player declares Mahjong with a delay on the previous discard. So here it would be whoever declared Mahjong first. So this would be if maybe someone not next in turn is not paying attention, and then the player next in turn picks a tile from the wall and declares Mahjong before they rack it. If they don't rack, saying Mahjong closes the window of opportunity on that previous discard. I should add that to the other slide. On that window of opportunity slide, that would close the window of opportunity for the previous discard. Mahjong in error with one hand intact. When two players declare Mahjong in error and the third player throws in their tiles, the last player to declare Mahjong in error is responsible for paying the winner, or the player, I guess, with the intact hand double the value of the incorrect hand. So let's say I am player A and I declare Mahjong. Somebody prior to me declared Mahjong in error also, so they're out of the game. So one player, let's say player D, is out of the game because they declared Mahjong in error. And I, player A, declared Mahjong, but it is in error. And let's say player B threw in their hand, leaving player C with the only intact hand. I have to pay player C the value of my incorrect hand. That's how this one works. It's complicated. Next player after Mahjong in error. When a player declares Mahjong in error, they stop playing and the game continues with the player on their right. This is not explicitly written in the rules about Mahjong in error, but the league says the game continues, which is defined as advance, progress, carry on, go on, continue to the right, basically. Resume after interruption. The league confirmed in a letter that after a player declares Mahjong in error, they stop playing and the game continues with the player to their right. Next player after mispick. When a player picks out of turn, they are disqualified and the game continues with the player to their right. This is not explicitly written about, oh, that's a duplicate. So sorry. Let's see. So that whole section after the first sentence goes away. I'll clean that up. So just ignore that. That was a copy paste error. Okay, next, arranging a declared Mahjong. After a player declares Mahjong, they expose all their tiles on the flat part of their rack. Aside from previously exposed blocks, the player can rearrange newly exposed tiles to match a hand on the card. Also, to help others validate the hand, the winner should arrange the blocks of tiles to match the description on the card. It is not a strategy to leave them disorganized. The game's over because they declared Mahjong. So when newly exposed tiles are exposed and there are jokers involved, if they didn't arrange them correctly, they can rearrange them to fit a hand on the card. That is allowed. Previous exposures, though, are locked in place. Those cannot be changed. Okay, let's see. Next, playing with a pie. Some groups of players start a game with a set amount of money to play to put a limit on the amount a player can lose. The league calls this a pie, spelled P-Y. I don't know why they do that, but many players spell it P-I-E, which stands for purse is empty. I thought that was funny. Purse is empty. Doesn't apply to me though, and hopefully not you either. So pi is a set amount that you can lose in a game session. So you'll never be out more than whatever limit they put on it, whether it be $3, $5, $10, $50, what have you. The league says that you don't put a limit on it at all. You just play for points or money, but you don't put a limit on it. And that way the winner will always be rewarded for their effort. Some people do set up what's called a wall game kitty, where if there's a wall game, you put a quarter in a pot. That is a house rule, but it is a way for the winner to get paid when someone loses their pie. Incidentally, I have a wiki article on house rules. If you look at use the wiki search tool and put house rules, you'll find it. And wall game kitty and playing with a pie, those are both house rules and they're in there. All right, next, better forgot to bet. When a better fifth player, this is when you're playing with 5 players and that fifth player bets. When a bettor forgets to place their bet, either in writing or on a betting device, they must pay the winner just like the other players. So they would basically pay the value of the hand. So let's say, because they're not at the table, they're not going to discard the winning tile. So they're not going to have that penalty to pay double because they're not at the table. So if somebody wins, they would pay the value of the hand. Just because they forgot to bet doesn't mean they're just exempt from participating. If the group decides that they're playing with bettors that day, then this is the rule from the league. All right, now those are all the rules that the league has written about, whether in a bulletin, a letter, a call, or Mahjong Made Easy itself. Those are the rules that are not in there. Here are omissions from the current version that were in the last version, or edition, I should say, that still apply. Preliminaries. During play, after each wall has been depleted, the player to the left pushes out their wall. Picking from the wall goes to the pushing out pushing out the wall goes to the left. Playing goes to the right. Pick from the left. Wait, that makes no sense. You play to the right and push. It's not picking, it's pushing. So this is an error. I need to fix this. You push the walls out from the left. You pick tiles from the wall going right. Play right, push left, or push left, play right, however you want to remember it. So I need to fix this. So now there's a couple things. I'll have to rewatch this so that I can fix a couple of these slides here. So sorry for the confusion. Next, all tiles must be returned face down and mixed thoroughly before the game starts. For some reason, they took that out, but that's how you do it. No looking ahead or picking ahead is what it's called. Players are not permitted to pick their 14th tile from the wall before the player to the left discards a tile. For some reason, they removed that. I don't know why, but it still applies. Using jokers. Regardless of what the discarded joker is called, it may not be taken or called for any reason whatsoever. Jokers cannot be used. They are not usable. If a joker is discarded, you cannot use it. No jokers exposed before a concealed hand being declared dead are redeemable since they were part of an incorrect exposure. In other words, any invalid exposure with a joker the joker's not eligible for exchange. So if someone's playing a concealed hand and they declare Mahjong, or let's say they have an exposure with a joker, and then they declare Mahjong and it turns out to be a concealed hand, all those tiles need to go back in the rack, even the previous discard, because that is an invalid exposure because it was part of a concealed hand. Disqualification. If a player discards a tile that was claimed for Mahjong but went out of turn, the game stops. The discarder pays 4 times the value of the hand to the winner. If claimed for an exposure, the call is honored and the game continues. Okay, let me read this again. If a player discards a tile that was claimed for Mahjong, but they went out of turn, the game stops and the discarder pays 4 times the value of the hand to the winner. If the tile's claimed for an exposure, that is incorrect. The call is, wait, that makes no sense. Because, let's see, hold on. If a player plays out of turn and they discard, and that hand for an exposure, you can't do that. The call is honored. I need to open up Mahjong Made Easy because that doesn't, my memory does not say that. Let's look at this one real quick. Okay, let me just look at this one first real quick. I see your question. All right, so number 16, page 21, number 16. Okay, wait, there is no number 16. Page 21. What in the world? There is no 16. Okay, let me see if I can find this. 16. Okay, omission. If a player discards a tile that was claimed for Mahjong but went on a turn, the game stops. The discarder pays 4 times the value of the hand to the winner. If claimed for an exposure, the call is honored and the game continues. That was in the last edition. So the player is disqualified and the game continues. All right. For some reason, I thought that if a player picks out of turn, that would be an invalid discard. So why are they able to pick up that discard? Hold on a second. Okay, here's the old Mahjong Made Easy. Okay, so we're going to look at page 21, number 16. There's no number 16 on page 21. What in the world? Okay, let's see. Here it is. It's on page 19. Okay. If a player discards a tile that was claimed for Mahjong but went out of turn, the game stops. The discarder pays 4 times the value of the hand. If claimed for an exposure, the call is honored and the game continues. So it is there. That's on page 19 of the previous edition. So basically, the league contradicted itself because they've said that an invalid discard cannot be claimed. If a player picks out a turn, that's an invalid discard when they discard. When a player discards and then picks, like in the previous ruling, they said that tile cannot be claimed. So they contradict themselves. Okay, that's complicated. If it happens in your group, you decide what to do. Okay, now, what if the joker was traded before concealed mahjong is called? Well, somebody would have to remember that they had a, well, no, it doesn't, that wouldn't matter anyhow, because it still is an invalid hand, whether there was a joker there or not. If a joker was a sealed hand, but at the moment was unknown to the table, that is a valid exchange and the player can keep it. If later the player declares mahjong and they have a pure exposure with no joker, and it turned out to be a concealed hand, they just put all the tiles back and they stop playing. I hope that helps. Okay, now Wes is asking question about paying for the table. If a penalty is imposed on one player to pay for the table 4 times the value, does that mean that the other 2 players do not pay anything to the winner? Yes, that is correct. That's correct. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Kathleen says the league contradicts itself in more than one issue. Yeah. It makes it very, very difficult to teach people how to play the game. And it is very difficult for anyone teaching themselves how to play when, number one, they don't have access to all the rules. And number two, the rule book is not intuitive and it can be interpreted differently, including the rules that are on the back of the card, which is why there's the wiki and why I do these presentations. And even I get it wrong sometimes too. I misinterpret things. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. I don't know. But this seems to me like a contradiction. If a claimed, let's see, okay, if a player discards a tile that was claimed for mahjong, but they went out of turn, the game stops. Okay, fine. They pay 4 times because they went out of turn. But let's say, as in this example, they discard, they went out of turn, and then they discard, and somebody calls it for an exposure. The league says that the call is honored and the game continues. Yet before, they said an invalid discard cannot be called. So the bottom line is when the league contradicts itself with rules, you decide as a group what to do. That's the rule. That's the bottom line. Okay, next. If a player calls mahjong an error and exposes part or all of the hand and all other hands are intact, the game continues, but the declarer's hand is, well, the declarer is disqualified. I can't use that word, okay? All the tiles are returned to the flat part of the rack. That would be any tiles, new tiles that were exposed, because any previous exposures stay out unless it's a concealed hand. Then they all go back. Also, the same penalty applies for calling a discard and making an incorrect exposure. So basically, when you claim a discard, you've got to make sure that that is the right discard and that you're making the right exposure as well. If an incorrect exposure is made, the hand may be disqualified, or the player may be disqualified by any of the other 3 players. The bettor, if there is a bettor, must remain silent. If the exposure goes unnoticed, the erring player should not announce it and continue to play. Of course, mahjong cannot be made if they have a bad hand. So, incorrect exposure, unnoticed, the player continues. But if it's noticed and another player decides to disqualify them, then the player stops playing. So you might wonder, well, why would someone not disqualify them? If they have an invalid exposure with a joker and the player has not been disqualified, that joker is exchangeable until the player has been disqualified. Once the player is disqualified, any invalid exposure with a joker the joker is not eligible for exchange. So that would be one reason for a delayed disqualification. Another reason would be if a player thinks that that player with a bad exposure or an unviable hand, unviable, a hand that cannot be made or completed, if they maybe have their tiles, like maybe they're playing evidently 369 and a player's playing odds or 369, they want that player involved in the game because they want tiles from their rack. So that may be another reason why a player might not disqualify somebody else. Okay, next, playing with a better. I need to rearrange these slides. We've got better. I'll rearrange this for a better order. And I saw some inconsistencies with capitalization in here, so I apologize. The bettor should not make any corrections until Mahjong has been declared, verified, and paid. Basically, the bettor is not to get involved in the game whatsoever. They can socialize, but they cannot comment about the game at all. They can't help a player with their hand. They can't make suggestions. They can't do any kind of tell whatsoever. Otherwise, what's going to happen is they'll lose their bet. If they interfere with the game in any way, they lose their bet. That's the penalty. So now let's talk about addition inclusions. These are the things that were not included in the previous edition that are now included in the current edition. East does not deal the tiles. It is recommended that each player take their own tiles and that the tiles be left in stacks until the tiles are picked. These are best practices. They're not the rules, but they are the best practices because they don't use the word must. They say recommended and should for anything that is loosey-goosey. East does not deal the tiles. Everyone takes their own tiles. Placement of the broken wall. After the walls are built, East rolls the dice to determine where the wall will be broken. East counts right to left the total number of pips on the dice. Then they create a break in the wall. The tiles to the left are pushed out at a 30-degree angle to start the deal. The tiles to the right are placed to the right of East's rack. They're not pushed to the middle and they're not pushed to the left. They stay to the right. They're the last wall in play. So they need to be near the third wall for continuity. When the Charleston can be stopped. Any player can stop the Charleston after the first left as long as no one has looked at the tiles in the second left. If a player picks up a pass, it's too late to stop the Charleston, even if the tiles were seen. Let's see. If a player picks up a pass, it's too late to stop the Charleston. I need to add, even if the tiles were not seen. Let me just look this up real quick here. Okay, the Charleston. Looked at. Let me just look for stopping the Charleston. They use the word looked. If any player objects to the doing the second Charleston, The second Charleston is not played. The second Charleston may be stopped as long as no player has looked at the tiles being passed to them. The challenge is the 2024 bulletin has a conflict. So I guess you decide what to do in that case if something weird happens. Yeah, that would be the little dog. Okay, next. Charleston mistake results in a restart. A game does not officially begin until East discards their 14th tile. So if there is an issue during the Charleston that affects the integrity of the game, all the tiles should be thrown in and the game should be restarted. That can be painful, especially if you have a really nicely developed hand. A player thinking they're East discards. That can be awkward. If a player discards thinking they are East, they can retrieve the tile if it's caught right away, and then East can discard to start the game. If it goes unnoticed, later, one or more players will have the wrong number of tiles. They should be disqualified. So if during the game, somebody has one too many tiles, somebody else probably has one too few. That would be an indicator that that player with too many, let's see here, the player East would have too many, and the player who discarded to start the game had too few. So you always want to look at if someone has too many, who has too few, and if someone has too few, who has too many. If you have the wrong number of tiles, you should be disqualified, and the other two players would continue the game. Okay, here we go. Commitment to picking a tile from the wall. If a player reaches to pick a tile from the wall, they can change their mind and claim the previous discard. If they touch the tile, though, and it moves in any way, they are committed to taking the tile. So when picking from the wall, as long as you don't move that tile, you can change your mind. Commitment to a discard with exposures. A player is committed to a discard when they either place the discard on the flat part of their rack or they expose tiles from their hand. Placement of a called tile. When a player calls a discard to make an exposure or declare Mahjong, the tile must be placed on the flat part of their rack. There is no penalty for this rule, like a couple of other situations, but the rule is that the tile must be placed on the flat part of their rack. Tiles in the wall tipped and seen. If something happens where tiles are tipped and seen or otherwise disturbed, they need to be returned to their original spot to protect the continuity of the game. No burying a tile somewhere else. Now, if a player, let's say someone declared Mahjong in error and somebody else threw in their tiles and destroyed a wall, that's different than this situation. When you reach for a tile in your sleeve, catches a couple tiles in your wall and maybe one or two are tipped and seen, that's where you can fix it. But if a player throws in their hand and they destroy a wall in the process, many tiles are spilt, then that player has to pay the players with intact hands the lowest value on the card, I believe. Let me look at what that penalty is. Yeah, if player A declares Mahjong in error and player B destroys the wall before Mahjong in error is discovered, the game ends. The player who destroyed the wall must pay the value of the lowest value on the card to the remaining players. Oh my gosh, that's written really badly. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going. Discard cannot be used for joker exchange. A discarded tile cannot be claimed to make a joker exchange, ever. In other words, when a player claims a discard they can only be used to complete an exposure or declare Mahjong. So a missed opportunity for a joker exchange cannot be used by another player to do the exchange. They have to use that tile for a new exposure only, or to declare Mahjong. Okay, joker exchange resulting in Mahjong. When a player does a joker exchange that results in Mahjong, it is considered a self-picked win. So the value of the hand doubles. All these rules are in Mahjong Made Easy, are not in Mahjong Made Easy. The ones I just mentioned are, but the previous ones, the first portion of this session, those are not in Mahjong Made Easy, which is why I created the wiki with all the rulings with commentary to hopefully bring clarity where there's room for interpretation, gray areas, controversy, contradictions, etc. So I invite you to look at Mahjong or Mahj Life. Look for the wiki. It's in the main navigation. You click wiki, and there's a search feature where you can type in keywords. The fewer the better. It's free and on demand. As long as you have an internet connection, you can access this wiki. I have over 200 wiki articles in there. It might even be more. Okay, so let's see. If player 1 declares players 2 hand invalid and player 2 disagrees, how is the situation resolved? Does player 2 show the hand to player 1? No. What happens is, so when a disqualification is contested, everybody plays the game as normal. At the end of the game, the player who disqualified the player who contested, they debate it. And it has to be proven one way or the other after the game ends. The player who is wrong pays 50 points or 50 cents to the other player. The other players do not get involved. When disqualifying a player, the variables that can be used are tiles that are visible on the table. And that means discards and exposures. You cannot use the tiles in your hand, in the sloped part of your hand, your concealed hand. You cannot use those tiles to disqualify somebody. So if somebody has invalid exposures that don't work for any hand on the card, that is that player can be disqualified. And if it is clear, the player should concede and stop playing. But if the player contests and they're wrong, they're going to have to pay that other player 50 points at the end of the game. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate that comment. Thank you. Okay, so Wes, I hope that helps with the what to do when a disqualification is contested. You keep going. Now, if a player concedes, they just stop playing and the game continues without them, and there's no penalty to anybody. It's just when it's contested and somebody's one player or the other is going to be wrong, and you have to be able to prove it. The interesting thing is, before smartphones, how can you prove it? With smartphones, you can take a photo on the table to show the exposure, any exposures and discards, to prove that the hand is not completable. It's impossible to complete. All right, so now we are going to play Mahjong. I'll clean this up later. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go up here and we're going to join this table. And now we're off to play the game. I'm glad I kept the old version of Mahjong Made Easy. I think I have all 3. Okay, first game. If you ever have any questions about the rules, feel free to send me an email, comment on my Facebook group, or check the wiki. And if you ever have a question about a wiki article, whether it's the commentary or the rule itself, let me know. And if you think there should be a wiki article for something, Let me know about that too. I'd be happy to write a wiki article for something complex, confusing, or controversial. I think I've got them all covered right now. All right, let's see what we can do here. We have 6s and 9s, no 3s. I think I would focus on consecutive run. So I would keep 5, 6, 7, 8, and probably let the dragon go there. All right, first pass incoming. We got a 3. That would take care of our dilemma. 3, 6, 9. Oops, 7. Here's the 6 and 9. That would allow us to use those multiples there. There is an offsuit dragon hand, second one from the bottom. With 6, 9, I think I would still keep the 5 and the 7 in one suit. We could maybe try for that first consecutive hand if we get an 8. Bam. All right, here we go. Look, we got it. Consecutive run, 5 through 8, or 5 through 9, or 6, 7, 8, 9. We could do, maybe. We could still do 3, 6, 9 dragon. We do have the tiles for it, but you need a Kong of flowers, and we have only one. Look at that. We got a 7. Nice. I would keep it, and I would let the 3, 6, 9 go. I think what I would do here, though, is let the red dragon go, so we're not stuck with 2 dragons. 5 through 9. First hand under consecutive run. We got a 3. Okay, let's do this. Let's pass. Well, we have a pair of 7s, though. I suppose we could keep the 3 and see if it comes back. Okay, what are we getting? Another 7. Oh my gosh, we got like numbers. Okay, that's all right. We're not going to use it. We're going to keep that 7. We're 1 away from set. We need a 5 bam in here. And of course, we need an 8. But if we get a 5 bam, we could be set, because we could pung the 5, pung the 9, and Kong the 7. We need a 5 bam. Oh, goodness. Let's see. 5, 7, 9. There's 5, 7, 9 dragon. Third hand down on the right. If we were to get a green dragon, we could maybe try that. Our opponent wants 2. We can do 2. Just fine. No keepers. Okay, we're the dealer.
West wind.
One character.
East wind.
Oh my goodness.
One character.
Okay, here we go.
One dot.
East wind.
So 5 through 9, first hand.
6 characters.
I think I would let this flower go. Oh, there's a big hesitation there.
Pine. Flower.
Okay, let's let the flower go now.
Flower.
Nobody wanted it. So, okay, Wes is asking for 6, 7, 8, 9 offsuit dragon. Well, we could play
Green
that
dragon.
hand, fifth one down. We have an extra 7 bam. But yes, we could play that
Green
hand.
dragon.
I would wait though. Well, we're not able to
Three
call
bamboos.
anything for that particular hand, but we could call the 7 bam if it goes down. Let's see.
9 characters.
6, 7, 8, 9. The
4
8,
characters.
6, 7 dragon. If we draw a white dragon, we could play that hand. But if we draw a 5 bam, I would play the first hand. Or, yeah,
4 characters.
I think I would use this white dragon as joker bait. Let's just see what we draw.
8 dots.
We have discards, so we don't have to pick a hand yet.
Kong.
Ooh, joker exchange.
9 dots.
Excellent. Okay, now they have a Kong of 8s and they discarded a 9. So that
Green
means
dragon.
they're either playing 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 2,
West
4, 6,
wind.
8, or like numbers with 8s. Let's get that.
8 dots.
And now that we have a 7 Kong, I would play the consecutive hand. We have 82 tiles remaining.
1 character.
We're a front runner on this one, and we're set for this
Flower.
hand. Now we do, okay, now they threw a flower.
9
So with a Kong of
characters.
8s, my guess is that they're playing 5, 6,
South
7, 8
wind.
of some kind. 5, 6, 7, 8 of some
3
kind, or 2, 4,
characters.
6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8 in bams and dots, or
Wow.
1 suit. They're ditching flowers now. Thankfully, we don't need them. They could be playing
Green
2, 4, 6,
dragon.
8, but they're not playing like numbers because they threw away 2 flowers.
Kong.
Oh, dragons. Oh,
4
we need to let
bamboos.
this white dragon go because they're maybe playing like numbers with 6s under 3, 6, 9.
White dragon.
Nobody wanted it. Consecutive
2
run number
dots.
2. Consecutive run number 2. Oh, well, yes, we could have
5
also played
bamboos.
that. But we have we're going to pung. We have an extra
Pung.
7. So I'm really targeting the 7 because it's a Kong.
White dragon.
But yes, there was some potential for consecutive number
1
2.
character.
We had an extra 7 because you only need a pung. 6, 7, 8, 9. But we have 5 through 9, no gaps. 1 weakness, but
4 bamboos.
we have only 1 discard and we're not even at the middle of the game yet.
North wind.
Joker. Okay.
7 characters.
So we're ready on an 8 bam for the first consecutive run hand.
North wind.
So now we just need to figure out what this player to our right is doing with an 8 dot Kong. 8 dot Kong.
3 bamboos.
They're either playing 2, 4, 6, 8 or consecutive run.
4 dots.
Oh, you know what though? They could be playing east-west. There is an east out, 2 easts and a west. I don't think so. There's also north and south. Here's
Kong.
4 dot. Okay, well, hopefully they're not playing
3
2, 4, 6,
bamboos.
8. There are 4 bams out. There's a 4 crack in front of them. My guess
Flower.
is they're playing something consecutive. 5, 6,
North
7, 8.
wind.
My guess is they're playing 5, 6, 7, 8.
Flower.
So I don't think they're going to have our 8 bam. And the player to our left
White dragon.
will not use an 8 bam. The player to our right will also not be using an 8 bam.
8
So
characters.
there's 8 bam. We got Mahjong. Woohoo! Okay, now let's just see if I was right. Okay, I was right on this one over here. So 5 through 9 we have. Here, 5, 6, 7, 8. I knew that's what they were doing, but they were maybe also playing 2, 4, bam, 6, 8. So right in between 2, 4, 6, 8 and 5, 6, 7, 8. Over here, 1 through 5. So we don't know what they were doing. But they didn't need an 8 bam. Here, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Pair, pair, pung, pung, kong. Nobody needed an 8 bam. Okay, let's play here. Next game. Thank you for the kudos. Thank you, thank you. That was a nice hand. It really came in during the Charleston. Okay, what do we have here? Widespread. We've got a widespread flower. 1, 4, 5 in bams. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 in cracks. 5, 8 in dots. So our like numbers are 4s, 5s, 4s and 5s. So I would do 4, 5, 6, 7. I would do 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be our predominant pattern here, I think. Let's see. Yes. We could maybe do 2, 4, 6, 8. We do have, oops, we have 2, 4, 6, 8 in there in one suit. Someone just gave us a pair of 5s. Wow. All right. Now we have a pung of 5s. That's why you don't want to pass a pair. So we have a 5 crack pung. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 4, 5, 8. We don't need an 8. Let's see. 1, 2, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6. We need to pass. 4, 5 in bams. No 6 dot. Let's let the 5 dot go. Maybe we can let the 8 crack go here. And now we have to make a choice. We do have a hand in here with no gaps. 4, 5, 6, 1 suit kongs. Let's let the 1 crack go. We have no 3 crack. So the 1, 2 is isolated. Okay, so now we have 7, 8. So we can do 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have tiles we can pass. The 2 can go east and 8 can go. So here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Or 4, 5, 6, 7. We're leveraging that pair that we were given. We don't have any jokers. Whenever I have a big block like that 5 crack pung, I think about playing a quint, but we don't have any jokers. Okay, so now we have a keeper in here for 4, 5, 4, 5 concealed. We also have 4, 5 or 5, 6, 7, 8 no gaps. So that's probably what I would focus on and maybe keep going. Let's see, and pass these tiles here. 5, 6, 7, 8 no gaps, 2 multiples. Oh, someone just said no. Somebody said no. No tiles. Let's see how many our opponent wants. Yep, I see that. I caught it right when it happened. They want 2. We have 4, 5. They want 2. I think we could maybe let go of the 4. Well, let's go ahead and do 2. We really don't need the 6 either. And that way we're not passing a white dragon. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness, look, we got another 5. Okay. Well.
1 bamboo.
Let's keep the
6
5 bam
bamboos.
just for a little bit. Oh, here's 5, 6, 5, 6. Let's let the white dragon go.
White dragon.
We have a Kong of 5s in there. 5.
5 dots.
5. We have a pair of 8s.
3 bamboos.
5s and 8s.
3 characters. 1 bamboo.
I think the BAMs can go. So let's see, 4,
8
5,
characters.
6. I'm kind of, okay, we're going to pass, of course. We're not ready to call. We would need to Kong that. So
1 bamboo.
I would probably go for 4, 5, 6 or 5,
2
6, 7, 1
characters.
suit Kong.
1
Or
dot.
maybe we could even do 4, 5. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1 bamboo.
Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dragon. 5th hand down.
3 bamboos.
We'd have to throw away a pair of 5s. We could maybe use it for joker bait. Let's just wait and
3
see.
dots.
We have 2 discards before we have to pick a hand. Okay, let's see.
5 bamboos.
We'll see what happens. Excuse me.
5 bamboos.
Hesitations on the 5.
White dragon. 7 characters.
Oh, okay, now there's an 8. All right, well, we may need to
4
optimize
dots.
for joker exchange. We've got a pung of 8s.
7 bamboos.
Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kong, single, single pung.
7 bamboos.
That does not really work very well.
4
but
bamboos.
That's okay. We're going to keep gathering. Joker. That'll work.
6 bamboos.
So I think we should try for 5, 6, 7, 8.
6 characters.
Pung, pung, Kong, Kong. That's the first one. We have no gaps. Let's see. 6 crack. I think we should pung.
Pung.
Okay, now let's throw the flower. The reason I
Flower.
punged is because we don't know what other people are doing and we have no idea where the 6 is. Another 6 crack.
7 characters.
We're at 70 tiles remaining. I don't want to
5
spend any more time
bamboos.
vacillating on a hand.
2 dots.
So we're just going to dig in to this hand.
1 dot.
The sweet spot for knowing what hand you're playing is
Pung.
at 60 tiles remaining. So we did have a little bit of wiggle
Red
room.
dragon.
We have an extra 5. We need a joker for the 8.
3 characters.
We'll need a joker for the 7. So we're
Green
probably going to have
dragon.
to play with heightened defense,
4
low risk. We
characters.
probably should take a moderate risk, I think. Because we have a hand with no gaps. It's just weak. Because we
9
need
dots.
jokers. We need 2 minimum. 1 joker is up for grabs.
Pung.
So let's see if we can draw a 6 crack. Oh no, there's 2 7s out. We need 3 jokers.
West wind.
Oh, interesting. Well, let's keep that. Let's see here. What could
4
we do there?
dots.
6 crack pung. We have 2 crack, 8 crack. No 4. 6 crack
8
pung.
bamboos.
If we
East
get a 4
wind.
crack, we could maybe switch to the 3rd hand down under evens. The challenge is the 7 crack, really, because there are 2 out.
East wind.
So if we get a 4 crack, we may
1
switch.
character.
The sweet spot for switching is 70 tiles remaining, which we're beyond that. So I would say we're probably an
1
underdog on
character.
this game. There are 2 jokers up for grabs. If we get one of them,
4 dots.
I would say we could be a contender.
North wind.
2 bam.
2 bamboos. One character.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5 dots.
We need jokers. How about a
East
6 crack?
wind.
3 dot.
3 dots.
Okay, we're at 55 tiles remaining. We need to probably, let's see.
Flower.
I don't think any 2s are down yet. So, oh, there's one right there. 2 crack. And a red dragon is out. A white dragon
3
is out.
characters.
A green dragon. 2 white dragons are out. And a
7
green.
dots.
Let's see here. Let's keep that and let's throw this red dragon.
Red dragon.
We did get a 9. I suppose
Flower.
that we could maybe use that if we played 6, 7, 8, 9, but the 5s are already in hand.
7
This
dots.
9 crack is not out yet. We need to throw that now. We're at 48 tiles remaining.
Red dragon. 9 characters.
Oh, I thought maybe the player to our left was going to take that.
7 dots.
Okay, still 2 jokers up for grabs.
8 bamboos.
We could really use one
6 dots.
or both. Oh, okay, now 8 bam, 2 are out. 3 crack, 3 are out. Okay, so the 2 crack is the riskiest tile.
2 characters.
We're at 43 tiles remaining. We're heading into the end game in 2 picks.
6 bamboos.
That was our last pick for the middle game. We have 3 discard. No,
Green dragon.
yeah, we do. We have 3 discards, and we need 3 jokers. So we're an underdog at this point.
6 dots.
If we get a keeper, we'll be a contender. But right now, I think
2
we're an underdog
characters.
because we need 3 jokers. What are the chances of us drawing 3 jokers in the end game? Slim to none.
3 bamboos.
But with exchange opportunities, we could do a
2
mix.
characters.
We could maybe pick a joker from the wall and then do joker exchanges.
7 bamboos.
There's a joker.
3 characters.
Okay, so now we need 2.
5 dots.
We have 2 discards and we have 8 picks. I would say we could be a contender,
2 dots.
but just barely. We're going to be nipping at the heels of other contenders
West wind.
because we need 2 jokers. But 2 jokers are still
3
up for
dots.
grabs.
6 dots.
We can't call anything either. Let's see here. 7 crack, 2 are out.
White dragon.
Okay, 1 dot, 6 crack up
2
for grabs.
dots.
South. I think, wasn't this just thrown? No souths are out. I'm going to throw it.
South wind.
There's a north out. That was a little bit risky because even though there is a north
7
out, there's
dots.
only 1. There are 3 east and a west are out.
4
My guess is
characters.
someone is playing news concealed with like numbers and they can't call.
9 dots.
That's my guess. Okay, white dragon is out.
White dragon.
Okay, now we have
7 bamboos.
5 more picks and 2 discards.
6
We need 2
characters.
jokers. Someone just got our joker.
4 characters.
So there's 1 joker up for grabs.
7 characters.
There goes our tile. We're not ready. So we're definitely an underdog
4 dots.
because now we're back to needing 2 more jokers. Let me see here.
Green dragon.
No, because we need a Kong of 7s. We need
3 bamboos.
We need 3 jokers. That's just,
8 dots.
we would have to pick a joker every time in this wall. That's not going to happen.
Kong. North wind.
Okay, so I wonder if they were playing north and
Kong.
south. Okay, so there we have north, south with
6 bamboos.
offsuit Kongs. So they're going to need twos of some kind.
Flower.
There's 1 2 bam out. And 3 2, let's see, 2 cracks.
Kong.
4, so they need a 2 bam to the right.
North wind.
Wow, that's a little bit risky. 3 dragons are out. We're folding, by the way.
Red dragon.
There's no way we're going to get 3 jokers.
Flower.
Although, oh, they got one. Shoot. That's really risky.
6
An exposure
characters.
with a Kong with 2 jokers plus their flowers.
9
That is
bamboos.
extremely risky. Let's see how many. There are 6 flowers out, which is probably why they felt
West
that would
wind.
be an acceptable risk. Okay, now this 8 bam, 2 are out. This 9 bam is
8
going to be super
bamboos.
risky. There are no 9 bams out. Or no.
9 bamboos.
There's 1. Okay, here we go. Let's pass. Nobody wanted it, so we can let that go.
Flower.
And that joker will be our last discard.
8 bamboos.
So our goal is to end in a draw.
West wind. 9 bamboos.
4 crack, 3 are out. That can be a discard. The 5 bam or 5 crack,
Green dragon.
that 5 crack can be a discard too. Let's see now.
5 dots.
5 Kong of
3
flowers. 4 crack can go. Oh, shoot.
4
I could have
characters.
thrown that joker. I thought I had one more pick. Anyway,
2
it's
dots.
okay. Our goal was to end in a draw. Let's see if that happens here.
Joker.
Yes. All right. So we ended well here. So over here, north and south, 2 bam, they have a flower there. Here, 2 4 6 8 pung pung kong kong. Over here, 9s. 9 like numbers with 9s and news. All right, here we go. Next game. Okay, hopefully we'll get to play 3 more minimum. 3, we'll squeeze in 3. Oh, we didn't have to wait very long on that one. That's good. Okay, we have 8s and 9s paired up. So we're going to play consecutive run. Kind of makes it easy decision there. 8, 9 of some kind. Here's a 9. We have a pair of flowers, so the dragon is not helpful. So let's say the 1 and the 3. Actually, that might be a bit risky. Let's do the 2 5 for this one and hold the 1 3 for the next one. Well, we got a 9 right there. 9 crack. We do have some 3 6 9 in here now. Okay, so let's see. 1 dot can go, 4 can go. 3 9. We have 9s. I would let the 3 go and focus on 9s. We could maybe play like numbers with 9s. If we get wins, I might even think about letting the 8s go and focus on 9s with news. There's an east. So let's pass 5 6 1. See if we can get some more wins for news. News is a block of 4 single tiles. It is equivalent to a Kong. We just got a west. Okay, so I would let this, oh yes, we want to keep going. I would break up the 8s and play like numbers with news or like numbers with flowers. Because the 8 9 in cracks really don't work with a 9 bam without an 8 bam, which we don't have. Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. We want to use these flowers. Let's see here. Let's let the west go. Because if we get a 5, 6, 7, I'm sorry, if we get a 6 dot, oh, there's a 9. I was thinking if we get 6, 7, 8 and dots, we could play 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 chow hand, the quint of flowers. Now that we have only one wind, we can let that go. Here's a 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. We're going to let the 8 go. No regrets. And no backsies. Oh, there's a 6. Nice. We maybe can do that chow with 9 crack 9 bam. Okay, so we do have like numbers with 9s in here. Or we could do the third hand from the bottom with the quint of flowers. That's kind of a stretch. Whoa, we got like numbers with 5s. Okay, can we do a 5, 7, 9 hand? There's 5, 7, 9. There's a 5 crack 9 and a 3. There's some 3, 6, 9 in there. What about the second hand down under 3, 6, 9? 3 dot, 6 dot, 9 dot with pungs of 9s and a pair of flowers. That's what I would focus on right there. 3, 6, 9, second hand down, and I would pass 2. We could still play like numbers with 9s. But I think the 3, 6, 9 hand looks good. If we can get a 6 dot in here, that would be really, really good. The 8 came back. Okay, we have 3 discards in a hand with no gaps. I would say we're a front runner on this one. We could even pung the 9 crack. So our weakness at the moment, or our vulnerability really, is this 6 dot, because that needs to be a pair. So I would try not to commit yet until we get that pair. We have the pair of flowers, which is nice, but we need this here, the 6 dot.
5 characters.
So let's see what happens with this one. 3, 6, 9, second hand down.
6 characters. West wind. 8 characters. 3 dots.
We have 3 discards.
5 bamboos.
I would love to draw. There it is. Okay, now
2 bamboos.
now we have no vulnerability at all. We can use jokers if we need to.
7 dots.
So all good. We're ready to pung.
North wind.
Now we need a 9 dot to get set. Or a joker.
West wind.
Okay, doesn't matter really here.
8 characters. 6 dots.
We're good there. Single pair pung, pung, pung. 9s.
1 dot. 7 dots. 2 dots.
So we need 9 dot or a joker. If a 9 crack goes down,
Flower.
I would pung. Okay, we're gonna pass. That would be a pair. We have it, which is nice.
8 characters.
I would love to draw a 9 dot because
5
then we have a
bamboos.
potential for a pure hand.
8 bamboos.
That would double the value. 50
8
points.
bamboos. 8 dots. 4 characters.
Okay, we're looking for a 9 dot or a joker.
Kong.
Oh, we got skipped. Joker keeper, we need joker
7
keeper.
dots.
9 crack, 9 dot. Joker would be
8
awesome.
dots.
4 dot. Okay, let's see. Let's let the 4 go.
4 dots.
Someone playing like numbers?
Kong.
Yes.
5 dots.
All right. So they're probably
9
in between.
bamboos.
We're good there. That's our pung.
5 dots. Green dragon. 5 dots.
All right. Our turn's coming up. Joker keeper for us from the wall.
7 bamboos.
Oh, 7 crack.
1 character. 1 character.
Okay.
Kong.
Oh, we get another turn. Nice. That joker's locked
Red
in.
dragon.
The 1 crack is right there. The 4 dot is a safe tile. We're at 67 tiles. We're
7
not quite at the
characters.
middle of the game yet,
7 bamboos.
but we're looking really good for this hand. If we can get a good,
9 dots.
oh, that's our tile. There was a hesitation on it.
Red dragon.
This player to our right, they have a 9 dot. They have to have a
7
9 dot,
characters.
or there would not have been a hesitation
3
there.
bamboos.
So this player to our right, they could have
1
our
bamboo.
tile. 5, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 5
2
through
dots.
8. They have 3s in front of them.
2 bamboos.
They have 5, 7 in front of them.
6 dots.
Oh, we're good there. If they have a 9 dot, what are they doing? Why would they
6
have a 9 dot?
bamboos.
If they're throwing away 3, 6, they're throwing 3s and 6s. They're throwing 5, 6,
2
7, 8.
dots.
There's the 9 dot. Awesome.
5 characters.
All right. We're good now. We have 1 discard and we're still in the
West
middle
wind.
game. Let's see if we can get that another 9 dot or 9 crack out. We may be able
East
to do this
wind.
one pure.
2 characters. 2 characters.
And we have a good discard too. There's a pung out.
South wind.
So we just need to figure out what this player on the right is doing.
7 characters.
Now the player to our left and the player across from
5
us,
bamboos.
they do not need 9s at all. So
8
if they
characters.
draw 9s, they're going to discard them if they're playing to win.
Green dragon.
We don't know what is going on with this player on the right. They have east and
2
west in front of
bamboos.
them. 1 north, 1 south is out. They could be doing the
6
offsuit Kong
bamboos.
hand. They may have the 9 with an 8.
8
This could be
bamboos.
telling. Not much of a hesitation there.
South wind.
Okay, so they discarded the south. We may see the 9 dot.
3 dots.
If that's what they're doing, though. 7, 8. They could have the 9 dot
White
for something
dragon.
consecutive, though. Maybe mixed
3 characters.
suit Kongs. Maybe they're doing a 3, 6, 9 hand. There was a hesitation on that 3.
8 dots.
There goes an 8 dot. 2 consecutive.
White dragon.
All right. Well, we're in the end game.
East wind.
One dot. It's out. One is out right there.
One dot.
Oh. Like numbers? Much?
Tongue.
Yes. Like numbers.
West wind.
Okay, where are the nines?
8 dots. White dragon.
I wonder if they're playing like numbers with nines.
Green dragon.
Could they be playing like numbers with nines? It would be super
Green
weak because we
dragon.
have them.
South wind. 7 bamboos. 4 bamboos.
Okay, we get 6 picks.
5 characters.
Okay.
5 characters. Joker.
Uh-oh. Joker.
White dragon.
They threw a joker.
North wind.
I would
7
love to have this
characters.
hand here.
Joker.
Another joker. Oh my goodness.
Red dragon.
Oh.
1 dot.
Oh darn, they got a joker. They are playing 369. Dang it. They had our tile. Here's like numbers with ones. Over here, 369 concealed. They weren't going to get the 9 from me. Here, like numbers with 4s. Okay, so let's go again. We'll play 2 more times, hopefully. Oh, let's jump right here. All right. I would love to have gotten that hand pure. Okay, now we have a big multiple and 2 jokers here. We might be able to do a quint. So let's see. We have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I would not play the dragon hand. We have a wind. We have a 1. We need to be able to pass. We have a 1, 2, 3, pung, single, single. I suppose we could maybe hold for like numbers. Hold that for like numbers. If we play a quint, we can't use any of those tiles. So let's keep the 3. Oh, no. It's just not strong enough for a quint, I don't think. Oh my goodness, this is hard. Let's let the 3 dot go. Oh, this was a tough choice. Okay, so let's see. We got a 1, like numbers. Like numbers, it looks like. So the 7, the 9, we have no flowers, so let's let the east go. So here we have 1, 1s, and a 1, 2, 3. Okay. We have a west, a 6, and an 8. Okay, let's just keep the west and let's let the red go. Without other dragons, it's just not helpful. Okay, here we go. And even if we played that dragon hand with the cracks, we have an extra 1 crack and no 4. Let's see. I'm going to look for that 3 dot back because maybe we can do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 concealed. All right, now we have a north and a white dragon. Oh my goodness, we're vacillating. Okay, we definitely want to keep going. Okay, so now 8 can go. All right. Without other multiples, we shouldn't be thinking about playing a quint. So let's let the north go. The dragon might come around. And we do have 1, 2, 3. We can't keep it all though. Let's let the 3 crack go. Without a 4, 1, 2, 3 is not helpful. And we have no flowers. Okay, so now the dragon. We got a dragon. So maybe we can do like numbers with dragons. Let's let the 2 go. Okay, so it will look like this. Like numbers with dragons. It's pretty weak though. We need pairs of 1s. We can Kong the 1 crack, and we can even pung the dragons with these jokers, but I wouldn't do that until we get at least 1 of these 1s. We got 1. Awesome. Yeah, there was a little potential in here for 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2 quint. But we have an extra 1 right there. We're set right now. We can pung the dragons and quint and Kong that 1 crack. This is looking good. For like numbers, second hand down under like numbers. Oh, someone's passing short. Oh, we ended up with that 3 back. It's not helpful at this point though, because we gave up our 2s. We can pass fully. Look at that. We got a keeper. Dragon. We're a front runner now. We have 2 discards. And we are ready to go. We're ready to pung and
9
Kong.
bamboos.
Ready to pung and Kong. This is great. This is a good
2
result.
bamboos.
Oh, we don't need that. We don't want wins.
East wind. 9 bamboos. 5 bamboos. Red dragon.
Okay, 2 can go.
2 bamboos. 6 bamboos.
So we're looking for a green dragon.
4 characters.
Really, one crack white dragon.
5 dots.
9 can go.
9 characters.
It'd be good if we can get pure exposures.
3 dots.
Save the jokers for ourselves.
3 dots.
Okay,
3
keeper.
dots.
We need a keeper. There it is.
5
Okay,
characters.
we're good. We are golden. We have 1 discard. And we're still in the begin game.
6 characters.
This was a great result. Even though we do
9
have a
bamboos.
vulnerability here with the 1 dot.
8 bamboos.
Oh, 6 dot. Can we get a
6
joker here?
dots.
No, too early.
6 dots.
We'll pass.
Nine dots.
Okay, we need a keeper.
1 dot.
Uh-oh, that's our tile. We need a pair of that.
South wind.
Oh, you're welcome, Nancy. Thank you. Thanks for watching my videos.
White dragon.
Okay, let's pung.
Pung.
Now we'll discard the 6.
6 dots.
And we're ready to win on a 1 dot.
4 dots.
There we go. That will fit in very nicely.
West wind.
Nobody wanted the 1 dot that was just discarded, so we should be okay. We don't need any jokers. Can't use joker with a pair.
4 characters.
We're looking for a 1 dot.
North
72
wind.
tiles remaining. We're way out in front.
6 characters.
So it's just a matter of where the 1 dot is.
6 bamboos. 4 dots.
Oh, red dragon. It's
Red
out.
dragon. 5 bamboos. 6 bamboos. 2 characters.
So we know the player to our left will discard a 1 dot if they draw it.
8 bamboos.
We can try to figure out what our opponents are playing to the right and across from us
8 bamboos.
to figure out if they might have the 1.
South wind.
So based on what I see to our right,
4 characters.
I know they're not playing 3, 6, 9,
East wind.
and they're not playing a little run probably.
4
I don't think
characters.
anybody's going to be playing a year hand.
Green dragon.
Okay. I think we should stay where we are. If we called that and discarded a joker to try to
Green
play a
dragon.
pure hand, we would reveal our hand. I don't want to
5
do that. I
dots.
want to be semi-stealth mode.
2 characters.
I'm hoping that we'll win before the end of the 3rd wall.
5 bamboos.
Okay, so they threw a 2, a 3. I'm thinking the player to our
West
right
wind.
will not have our 1. The
6
player
dots.
across from us, I don't think anyone's playing little odds.
2 bamboos.
There's a lot of 3s and 5s out. We have the 1 cracks.
2 bamboos.
We have the 1 bams. 3 dots are down.
White dragon. 7 bamboos.
I am thinking nobody's going to want the 1. Could be wishful
Pung.
thinking. Okay, there's a 7 bam pung. They will not
5
want to 1.
characters.
They will not want to 1 either with a pung of 7s.
6 characters. 7 bamboos.
So now this player to our right, they're the only one really who
3 bamboos.
could be a competitor for tiles. They're throwing away 3s
5
and 5s.
characters.
Little odds is going to be hit. There's a big
5 bamboos.
impact on little odds here. Okay, so we do not need that.
1 bamboo.
We just need a pair. We have it.
South wind.
All right, so we're now in the end game.
Mahjong.
Oh shoot. Oh, that player over there had our 1 stinker here. News with 8s. Doggone it. Look at, they're playing like numbers with 7s and they kept our 1. They should have discarded that a long time ago. Here we have 2, 3, 4 mixed suit Kongs. Ready to win on a 1 dot. Doggone it. All right, let's play. We can do 1 more game. 1 more. Nice strong deal now. Oh, we got a 1 dot. We got a 1 dot and a pair of east. All right. Okay, so we have a pair of flowers in here too. We have like numbers with 1s, like numbers with 9s and 5s. Let's let the 8 and the 2 go. Oh, we got like numbers with 8s. Okay, let's see here. We have to make choices. We have 8, 9. That would be the predominant pattern in there. So I guess we could let go of, let's say, one of each suit. 2, 5, 1. All right, now let's see if winds come around for that fourth hand down. We can leverage that pair of easts. Otherwise, maybe we can play like numbers with 8s or 9s with news. Still leveraging news, winds. We got a south and an 8. We got an 8 right there. 8 south. 4, 5, 1 can go. No problem. East, 8. 8. 9s. I'm thinking this east can go. Okay, we don't have keepers there. So let's see. I would still let that east go here. 3, 6, and 1 suit. That's a little bit risky. I'm thinking like numbers with 8s and news. It's going to make us look like a copycat. The last hand, somebody won that exact hand. We'll follow the leader, I guess, in this case. Oh, flower and a west. Okay. Oh, yeah, we want to keep going. So now we have a pung of flowers. Oh, well, okay. Let's see. Let's do 3, 4, 9. 3, 4, 9. We have almost news and pretty flowers. We have an extra flower. Unless we get an 8. I guess an 8. Bam. Let's pass 4, 6, 9. Here's west. If we play the fourth hand down under winds, we only need a pair. If we play news with 8s, we only need a pair. You know what I should have been looking for? 5, 6, 7 in BAMs for the chow hand with a quint of flowers. We got the east back. Okay, so let's keep that. We have east and west. Oh, 8 dot pair and a south. Do we pass fully? No. Let's just pass 2 to the right. 2 to the right. Let's see what we get. All right, we got 5s, like numbers with 5s. Oh, goodness. Let's see here. East and west, they want 3. 5, 6, 7, 8, east and west. I would not pass like numbers, and I would not pass 2 wins either. Let's see here. I think what I would do is pass 1 and play 5, 6, 7 with 8s and a quint of flowers. Third hand from the bottom, or east and west with kongs. And we have a gap for that one. Oh, we got a 6. Yeah, that's not good. All right, the other thing we could do is like numbers with 8s and news and let the east and the west go. So let's just see how this develops. We're gathering.
1 dot.
We're in gather mode. Oh my goodness, 5.
5 characters.
We need 5, 6, 7 in BAMs.
1 dot.
So if we get a 7,
4 dots.
offsuit 7, 9, I would consider switching to east and west with
8
Kongs.
bamboos.
There's hesitation on the 8. All right, now there's a 6.
6 characters.
Okay, so 5, 6, 8, 8. Flower. I think I would let the winds go, the east and the
North
west.
wind.
Okay, here's a north and a hesitation. Big hesitation here. Interesting. Okay, so now let's see what happens.
2 dots.
We're going to probably let these winds go next.
7 dots.
We definitely don't need a 2.
2 dots. South wind.
Okay, no hesitation on the south, but there was a big hesitation on the north.
3 bamboos.
Somebody could be playing a quint.
5 bamboos.
We don't need a 1.
1 character. 4 characters.
We could still play news with 8s if we get a
4
north.
dots.
Or if we build up the 8, we could be ready to win on a single tile. That's okay. It's not ideal.
East wind.
Okay. Oh. All right, now east. East. Oh my gosh. All right, fine.
5 bamboos.
We're going to let the 5, 6, 7 go.
9
We have
bamboos.
east and west here. Oh my goodness. Look at these flowers. Oh my goodness. All right.
Green dragon.
Okay, so we need a north. Oh.
North
Or
wind.
9s. Oh, there's another 9. And then there's a 7. Okay, we're going to keep it. All right. Oh, I don't like
6
going back and
bamboos.
forth. So we could do east and west with 7, 8. And then we have joker bait with flowers. Unless, of course, we get a north.
5 dots.
If we get a north, I would try for that 4th hand down because we could leverage
3
the east and the
bamboos.
west. East and west with 7, 8 offsuit Kongs or
4 dots.
news with flowers. We definitely don't need a dragon.
Green dragon. 7 characters.
I think we should let the 8 crack go.
2 bamboos. North wind.
Uh-oh. Okay, so 3 norths are out. Therefore, we don't need the south.
Red dragon.
And really, we don't need these flowers either. We're playing east and west with 7, 8. And we'll let these flowers go. In 2 picks is the ideal time for joker bait.
1
But with
bamboo.
flowers, it's a little different. I think I would let this flower go first.
1 dot.
And test the waters. We're going to chum the waters.
1 dot. Flower.
Hesitation. Kong with 2 jokers. Oh, darn. All right, so next.
Flower.
Yep, there we go. Okay, flower. Next, we're going to let the south go. East and west with Kongs. That's what we're trying for here.
Red dragon.
Because the north went down. And we don't have another 8. 8 ban. 8 bam is what we
Red
would
dragon.
need. And there's 1 out right there. Okay, now here's an option.
South wind.
7 crack option. There's 1 out.
7 characters.
2 out. That's a goner.
6 dots. Six bamboos.
Okay, here's an option.
4 characters.
1 is out already.
7 bamboos.
Okay, we need to let these flowers go.
4 characters.
Somebody could be playing east and
3
west,
bamboos.
like us.
Flower.
Okay, so there's not much of a hesitation there.
6 characters.
Seems like nobody wants flowers now. 3 are out. 3 or 4. 3. 3 are out.
Eight dots.
Oh, that's our tile. We need a joker now.
8 dots.
Oh, shoot. Oh, this keeps happening. Oh,
Flower.
the Kong tiles. Shoot. Okay, so we need 2 jokers now.
9 characters.
Darn it. I don't think there's anything else we can do here. East and west.
2 bamboos.
Let's see here. East and west, 7, 9, 7. 7 cracks are down.
4 bamboos.
7, 8, 9 with east and west. Okay, there's a 7 dot.
1 bamboo.
If we can get a 9 dot or a 6 dot,
7
I suppose,
bamboos.
we could do 6, 7, 8 or 7, 8, 9 with east and west. Third hand from the bottom on the
9
right.
dots.
There goes a 9 dot.
Kong.
Kong. Shoot. Sorry if that scared you. I just got a little bit
Green
excited
dragon.
there. Oh. Okay, this is a little bit
Green
risky here.
dragon.
Here's 7, 8, 9 in one suit with cracks.
5 bamboos.
Okay, so let's see how many are out. 1 9 crack, 1 8
5
crack,
characters.
2 7 cracks. We have a gap here.
2 dots.
9 bams out.
Red dragon.
2 7 bams are out. I think the bams should go.
North wind.
We can maybe try to switch to east and west with a run, but it's
7
risky.
dots.
What we need in here is a 6 dot or
4
a
bamboos.
7 dot. 4 dot. No.
4 dots.
Oh my goodness. We probably,
West wind.
oh, we're not ready for that. Darn. We should just fold at this point.
2 characters.
This is just going to be a major long shot.
South wind.
Well, every long shot is major. What am I thinking? How many 8 bams are out? 6 dot, east, west, 7, 8. We have a gap.
9 bamboos.
Okay, let's go back to east and west with 7, 8. At least we can use jokers.
8 bamboos.
This was a tough one.
9 bamboos.
All right, now 9 crack was
5
just thrown
bamboos.
a minute ago. Let's throw that.
9 characters.
So let's look at these discards. We have 2 7 dots out, 2 7 cracks are out, no 8 cracks are out, and 3 5 cracks are out.
8 characters.
That 8 crack is risky. Nobody wanted it, so we can let it go next.
1 bamboo. Nine characters.
Joker. Oh, we want to throw the 8.
8
All right,
characters.
so we can use that for one of these. The 7
Quint.
bam. Someone is playing a quint.
9 bamboo.
Didn't I say someone was playing a quint?
5 dots.
Oh, we're gonna 7 crack. 2 are out.
7 characters.
The 7 bam is better. Well,
West
no, it was
wind.
6 1 half dozen the other. Let's pung.
Pung.
Okay.
7 characters.
Okay, the 8 dots are out, so I don't think they're playing with 8s. They're probably doing the random
3
quint, second one
bamboos.
down. So we have no idea what they're doing over there.
9 characters.
The Norse are out.
5 dots.
A flower. 4 are out.
Flower.
That's a bit risky. I know. Oh my gosh, that made my stomach flip. Okay, so let's see.
Flower.
We have 2. So with an 8 crack, they can't be doing
8
7, 8.
bamboos.
Are they doing? They must be doing
7 dots.
5. Okay, pass. Are they
7
doing
dots.
6, 7, 8? No, they're not doing 6, 7, 8 in
8
one suit.
bamboos.
All the winds are down. Where are
4
the souths?
characters.
3 souths. The norths are out. The easts are in our hand.
Joker.
The wests are out. The flowers are out.
Flower.
What are they doing with a quint?
Quint.
Oh, the
6
dragons.
dots.
They had a whole bunch of jokers. Wow. All right. They were just waiting for those flowers
Joker.
to get all used up, I guess. Okay, so 1 crack, 1 is out. 6 bam, 2 are out.
6 bamboos.
We're gonna throw this joker.
South wind.
They need a dragon.
6 dots.
There are no white dragons out.
5 dots. Joker.
Okay.
6 dots.
Well, nice defense. Excellent defense today here. All right, so here we have 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 probably concealed. And then here, ready to win on a dragon. Over here, fold. 3, 6, 9 of some kind. And of course here we folded a while ago. Our 8s went down. All right, that's going to do it for this live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I apologize for the errors in the slides. I'll clean that up for the next time. So I added the rules review for the Nitty-Gritty Monday doubleheader to the rotating or recurring schedule. So we'll do it I think it's every 16 weeks. I think that's where the rotation is right now. Every 16 weeks it's on a 16-week cycle. So we'll cover it again and I'll have it cleaned up the next time we go around. So let's see which app. This is Mahjong Time. Mahjong Time. If you want to check it out, look for a link in the video description below. Let's see here. Hold on. I can give it to you. I have a web page on my website. I have a web page on my website. Yes, I do. Right there. There, Mahjong Time. You can check out some information. You can get an extra week free with your trial if you click the button at the bottom of that page. I have an affiliate. I'm an affiliate partner here, so I would get a small commission if you decide to do a subscription with them. I think it's a great place to play. It looks real. It's the most realistic, and you can practice hand reading. In the other platforms, you cannot do that because they line up their discards. Here, 90% of the discards are in front of each player. So you can practice hand reading here, which is one reason why I like to play here. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the support and the kudos. We did get a win in, which is nice. It's always nice to win at least once. Does anybody have any questions? If you do, write them in caps. Otherwise, Ask them in the video description below if you're watching the repost. Thank you for doing that, by the way. Also, you can join us on Facebook and join in the conversation there. And you're always welcome to send me an email directly. My email is in the video description below. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Moderators, thank you again for your support. And also, channel members, thank you for supporting Mahj Life. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Click the little gray bell if you do. That way you'll get notification for when I post new videos and you won't miss an opportunity to learn a new strategy or pick up an insight to the game that could give you an advantage at the table. Between now and the next video, may all your picks be keepers.